On March 3, 2025, in a society that is fascinated with celebrities, there was one guy who managed to remain essentially inconspicuous for over 60 years while he was married to one of the most known faces on the globe. The death of Carl Dean, the mysterious husband of country music legend Dolly Parton, occurred at the age of 82. His passing not only marked the end of one of the most enduring marriages in the history of music, but it also pulled back the curtain on a love story that was so private and so genuine that it challenges everything we thought we knew about fame, loyalty, and what it means to truly support someone you love. Dolly and Carl's story begins like something out of a country song. It was outside of a laundromat in Nashville when their paths crossed. Dolly was only 18 years old, a girl from a small town with big dreams, and Carl was 21 years old, a quiet businessman who would soon own an asphalt paving company. There was something immediate between them, a connection that would endure nearly 2 decades of fame, fortune, and the relentless spotlight that followed Dolly everywhere she went. 2 years after that chance meeting, they tied the knot in a ceremony that was so private that it was attended by only Doll's mother and the officiant. Witnesses saw them drive across the state line to Ringgold, Georgia, where they exchanged their vows away from prying eyes. This event set the stage for a marriage that would be zealously safeguarded from public scrutiny as Dolly fame grew from the position of country singer to that of global superstar, entrepreneur to philanthropist. Carl remained steadfastly in the background, and because of this, rumors circulated, questioning whether he even existed. Some speculated that he was a fictional creation, a convenient excuse for Dolly to maintain her larger-than-life persona without the complications of a real relationship. However, Carl remained steadfastly in the background. He established a sanctuary away from the craziness of fame, a regular existence that kept her grounded, and Carl Dean was very real. Although the world seldom saw him, his influence impacted every element of Doll's life and profession. He is credited with shaping every aspect of Doll's life and career. While Dolly went off stage and shed the wigs and rhinestones, she returned to a man who loved her for who she was beneath the glitter. Because he is like a comfort blanket, he was there for her while everything around her was spinning into fantasy. During a time in my life when everything else was subject to change, Dolly once said something that seemed to be true and unchanging. This is what we are discovering today in the wake of his passing. The accolades that have flooded in since Carl's passing portray a picture of a man whose unshakable integrity and quiet wisdom influenced the lives of numerous people in the entertainment business and country music. This is the case because Carl's influence went well beyond their private connection. During the early days of the music industry, when female singers were exposed to very real hazards on the road, Carl would occasionally take them to gigs to ensure their safety without receiving any fanfare or acclaim. Loretta Lynn told this story. Kenny Chin phoned Carl to discuss the importance of preserving one's sense of identity in the midst of the difficult time. Temptations and distortions of fame, honest counsel that helped shape his attitude to his job. Even Hollywood royalty, such as Jane Fonda, remarked of Carl's grounded personality, recalling dinners shared where his utter indifference for position and stardom produced a sense of awe and admiration. In a business that is centered on image and perception, a unique place for authenticity was created. Since Carl's death, Carl Dean has maintained his unwavering commitment to being refreshingly genuine. Dolly arranged a funeral that was intimate, meaningful, and utterly private. The service was a reflection of the life that they had made together. Placed in a modest white chapel on their Nashville property, the area was filled with wild flowers that Carl had collected for Dolly during their marriage, a custom that spoke loudly about the simple gestures that preserved their connection during the service. Dolly recited passages from the book Love Letters Carl had written throughout the years, revealing glimpses into a relationship that bloomed away from public view. She closed her tribute by singing a song that she had written expressly for Carl, titled, "If You Hadn't Been There." This song was published shortly after Carl's death, and it was a last public performance. Recognition of the one who has spent his entire life attempting to get away from the limelight, it is becoming increasingly apparent that Carl Dean was not only a supporting player in Dolly Parton's biography. Rather, he was her guardian, her confidant, and a quiet force that kept her grounded amid the storms of notoriety. Stories from family and close friends indicate that Carl took on the position of silent guardian. In order to protect Dolly from the more negative parts of the entertainment industry, he took challenging decisions to secure her safety and well-being, frequently at the expense of his own personal well-being. Meanwhile, Dolly captivated the world with her immense ability. As well as uniqueness, Carl worked behind the scenes to create an environment in which she could simply be herself. His influence was felt not only by Dolly, but also by other people in the music industry who admired his ability to provide wisdom and calmness during times of turmoil. Their marriage was not merely a convenience or arrangement. Rather, it was built on profound trust, mutual respect, and a commitment to living life on their own terms. As Dolly drove through the Tennessee countryside on Sundays after her lengthy tours, she frequently reminisced about the peaceful moments they shared together, such as relaxing on the porch swing and enjoying calm dinners without any interruptions. Thus, in spite of the exceptional situations that were occurring in their life, they produced commonplace moments that made them feel supported. It is possible that the discovery of Carl's secret journal was the most unexpected revelation that occurred following his dying. A compilation of recollections and tales that serve as a narrative of their life together, this notebook was not meant for public consumption. Rather, it serves as a personal love letter to Dolly, chronicling instances when Carl opted to remain in the background in order to protect Dolly from the churns, hazards of fame, and times when he chose to interfere in order to protect Dolly from the dangers of fame. It is the sacrifices that he made out of love for her that adds another dimension to the already outstanding legacy that Carl has left behind. In the weeks that followed his passing, Dolly revealed that Carl had recorded a personal message for her before his health began to decline. In this final communication, he expressed his love and gratitude for their life together, reminding her of the quiet simplicity they had maintained away from public scrutiny. He also assured her that if he had the chance, he would choose to be with her. Dolly's words shed light on the depths of his devotion to the woman who had captured his heart at that Nashville laundromat so many years ago. To live the same life with her once again than before, as Dolly reflects on Carl's legacy, she speaks of the lessons he taught her throughout their marriage, including the significance of loyalty, privacy, and remaining true to oneself regardless of the pressures that come from the outside world. This message, which was played at his memorial service, left attendees in tears as they heard Carl's voice for the very last time. It was a final expression of a love that had endured the test of time and fame. Carl was more than just her husband. He was her life partner, her protector, and her closest friend. His passing has created a hole in her life that cannot be filled, but his presence has been a source of comfort. In the aftermath of his demise, she continues to be guided by influence in her remarks. Or birth. Dolly Parton has expressed her gratitude for the support she has received by stating that Carl is now in the arms of God and that she will always love him. By releasing the song, If You Hadn't Been There, she has provided fans with a glimpse into the depth of their bond. This song captures the essence of their journey together. The story of Carl Dean and Dolly Parton reminds us that behind every great person is often someone who is equally remarkable. This person may not seek the spotlight, but their quiet strength makes it possible for others to appreciate them. Brighten up in a time when maintaining one's privacy appears to be becoming increasingly difficult and relationships are curated for public consumption. Carl made the decision to pursue a new sort of greatness, one that is not measured in fame or fortune, but rather in unfailing support, uncompromising integrity, and unconditional love. The refuge of authenticity in the universe of meticulously made pictures are something that Carl and Dolly have created, which is something that is unusual and valuable. They did not act out their love story for ratings or headlines. Rather, they lived it quietly and truly day by day for over 60 years. As we remember Carl Dean, we are reminded that they lived their love story. In a culture that celebrates love, genuine love does not require an audience. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories are the ones that we never see until they are gone. If you found this video important, please subscribe to it and share it with others. Most deafening voices, thank you for joining us in commemorating the wonderful life of Carl Dean, the man who stood behind a legend while building his own astonishing legacy of love. Sometimes it is worth listening for the quiet ones because they could just have the most essential things to say. Thank you for being here with us.